All right, so this is going to introduce a technique of shading or technique of value that is based on just the number of lines that you draw. All right, so if we have a box here, and my box is a little bit too big for the video, so we'll get that a little bit smaller. We have a box here. The number of lines that we put in this box will determine how dark it is. I do lines in one way. If I want it to be slightly darker, I add more lines going the other way. You can see I'm doing this with pen. So it's not going to be based on how hard I press. It's going to be how many lines there are. You can see the more lines I add, the darker again it gets. Every time I do it, I do a slightly different angle. So it fills up the white spaces that haven't been marked on yet. And I could keep doing this forever until it was black. But you can see that I've had a whole bunch of different options of how dark that gets. Now we're going to do, for your exercise, you can complete a square for practice, but what we're really focusing on is how to make different levels. Now you'll have a worksheet with all these boxes on it. And in these boxes, I suggest using a pen so you don't have any reason to do anything other than exactly what I'm doing. You can see that we can number that 1 through 10. In box 0, this is going to be white. So the white box has no lines, okay? If we want it to be a light gray, we make one set of lines. And that's going to make it just a little bit darker, all right? If we do 2 sets, one going one way, another going the other way, it gets a little bit darker. If you squint your eyes, you can see how it goes from gray to a little bit darker gray. We add one more set of lines, 1 set, 2 sets, 3 sets. And you can see how it gets darker still. Every set of lines that you add makes it darker, gives you a chance to be in absolute and total control of how dark your boxes get. Now, once you get past 3 or 4, you're going to notice that they start to look just very tiny bit different. So if you need to either make your lines closer together or add a little bit more to make it see the difference between each one, that's fine. But make sure that you can see the difference. If you're using a pen, you probably won't go too dark. It's a little bit harder with a pencil because pencil blurs in and pencil isn't super black. So we just keep making sets of lines until our box is clearly darker than the box before that. All right, and you should be able to do at least 6 or 7 levels to get to black, but you can really stretch this out to 1,000 different grays if you really want to try. All right, so good luck and happy shading.